If you've been following the channel this year, you'll know that I've been focusing on two things: budget-friendly projects and sustainable living. Pretty much just trying not to be wasteful. Valentine's Day is around the corner, and I don't think you need to decorate for every holiday and occasion, but it's been a pretty crazy winter here in Canada. Too much snow. So I am going to be making some Valentine's Day decor. Recyclable Valentine's Day decor. I want to give some cardboard a little bit of a creative pit stop before it hits the blue bin. I'm thinking a tray, using things you already have on hand. No big spending, just a lot of creativity. I'm on it, and let me show you the supplies. We'll be starting with cardboard, of course, packing paper, Mod Podge, craft paint, glue, and finally printed napkins. Anthropologie has some cute trays. Now, I'm not going to dupe them, but they did give me some inspiration. So I want to do something that just feels, I don't know, just a little bit fun. I have 2 pieces of cardboard, which I'm going to cut into heart shapes. They're just going to be the same. I just want the tray to feel thick, so that's why there's 2 pieces. I don't want it to be like a perfect heart. Well, because I can't draw a perfect heart shape. So I'm just going to draw a heart that's kind of freehand, and if it has a bit of an organic, messy feel, that's what I'm going to say I was going for. So drawing a heart. That's a decent sized tray, I think, so I'm going to cut it out. There, now I just have 1 more to cut out. And now 2 done. I just need to glue them together, and Abby Lynn left a comment on one of my previous videos where I was using cardboard and suggested that I use wood glue, and I think that's kind of a genius idea. Wood glue, paper, wood, that should really hold well. So I'm gonna glue my 2 hearts together with wood glue. Thanks, Abby. And I totally do check every comment and read every comment, and I do try to reply too. So thanks for leaving me a comment. All right. Now I just need to put something heavy on this and let them sit. And while the glue's setting, I'm going to be cutting a bit more cardboard. I want to make like a lip or an edge around my tray, just when I put things in it, maybe like candy, it won't like roll out. So this cardboard is a little bit thinner, and I'm hoping that it lets me curve it around the heart shape. So I'm just going to cut strips. I think maybe making sure I'll probably cut them 2.5 inches. So then that gives me a decent sized lip. I think that'll be good. So I'm going to attempt to measure and cut. I wonder how tall this ruler is. I should measure it. Maybe I'll just make it the width of the ruler. You know what? I'm making it as wide as this ruler. That just makes life easier, and that's what I'm going to do. The edges were separating a little, so I've added clips all the way around, like clamps all the way around, and I'm just gonna let that just set a little more, and then I can start assembly. But I need to kind of soften up this cardboard, so I'm just gonna gently be bending it. I don't want any like harsh angles, so I'm gonna try to gently just curve it. And then this should fit very nicely around the heart. Oh yeah, see? Perfect. So it seems like I cut 4 pieces, I only really need 2. Unless I want to double it up. Okay, I'll see what it looks like, and then I might double it up. All right, my pieces are ready. I think this thing feels pretty solid. Hot glue's on, so I'm going to start assembling. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I just need to really glue it on nice and tight. But yeah, that'll be cute. I'm gonna cut off this excess piece right here. I just think that's gonna give me a better result instead of wrapping it all the way around. The border or the edge does look a little bit too thin. So I am gonna add 1 more layer. Just gonna glue on some more. The border rim is looking great, but I forgot to turn on my mic, so it's voiceover time. The tray feels so solid, but I don't like how messy the exposed cut ends of the cardboard look. This is where the packing paper comes in. I'm going to cover the entire tray with packing paper. To start, I cut out a heart for the inside of the tray. Next, I cut strips of paper that are wide enough to wrap the room completely, including a little bit of overlapping on the inside and bottom, just to try and hide the cardboard seams. With the pieces cut, I brush on a thin layer of school glue. To make it easier on myself, I worked in small sections. Using a paintbrush really helped with applying the glue evenly. After the rim was done, I glued down the center. The brush was helpful here to flatten out the paper. It worked much better than fingers. I left the glue to completely dry before painting the tray white with craft paint. I ended up running out of craft paint and switched to Fusion mineral paint because that's what I had on hand. Just letting you know that any paint will do. I painted the entire tray, front, sides, and back, only in one coat. It wasn't perfect coverage, but you totally don't need it to be. The paint is dry, and I have to say, I'm really surprised how well this has turned out. You could give it just one more coat of paint and be done. It looks that good. It's kind of adorable, but I wanted to give it a bit of a Valentine's Day vibe. So I have some napkins here, and they have little gold hearts. And this is why I painted my tray white, because the background of the napkins is white. If I would have left it just cardboardy, I think it would have looked muddy. Like it would have just not looked as nice. So paint your tray whatever the background of your napkins is. So a little bit of napkin transfer time. This is where you need your Mod Podge. I recommend having some saran or cling wrap on hand, and let's get started. Napkins usually have more than one ply. So the first step is to remove the backing. We just want the printed side of the napkin, and I find tape helps me do this. It's just a little tiny piece of tape onto a corner, and then it just lifts apart. This makes it so easy. There. We don't need this part, but I'll probably be using it for cleanup. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna need like 3 or 4. Next, I'm gonna tear the napkin into the shape of my tray, which is gonna be a heart. Now you can cut it. I just think that tearing it, you get just like, I don't know, a little bit more, it's not as sharp edges. I don't wanna keep any like half pieces of hearts, so I'm gonna tear those off just because I think it'll look tidier if I have full hearts. Here's my heart shape. It's a bit raggedy, it's okay. I'm going to prep it by covering it with a piece of saran. The static makes it easy just to grab and move your napkin. The saran is acting like a transfer paper, so I have this ready to go. I'm just gonna tuck it over here on the side and fill the inside with a layer of Mod Podge. You don't need a thick coat of Mod Podge. You just need to make sure you get it everywhere so your napkin can stick down. Time to transfer my napkin. And I'm just gonna brush on another coat of Mod Podge. Keep adding Mod Podge until your napkin's completely adhered to your tray. You want it to look like it's one unit, like it's one piece all together. Middle's done, and I think this is kind of adorable. Now for the sides. I'm also gonna do the inside, so I'm just gonna rip some strips to fit. I think I'm gonna do the inside and then a little bit over the edge, and then the outside piece, I'll do that one separate. The inside and all the sides are done, but I've noticed I've got a couple like bald spots here, so I just ripped out little hearts and I'm just gonna kind of like do some patchwork. And because the edges are ripped, they're frayed, it just kind of blends in. There, I like that. Now, just the bottom. This is cardboard and napkins. So, I think it's so good. Now, I recommend another layer of either the Mod Podge or some sort of top coat, just to protect, because I mean, it really is just paper glued together. So once it's dried, I am going to top coat it and then styling. The top coat's dry, so now it's the final step. Using a piece of leftover cardboard, I'm cutting out little pads to put on the bottom, and then I'm gonna hot glue them on. Instead of using like store-bought pads, why not make some out of cardboard? And there it is. Decor for essentially $0. When Valentine's is over and I'm ready for some spring decor, this can go right into the recycling bin. No guilt and no clutter left behind. It's about enjoying the process of making without cluttering my home. I'm still a bit surprised that this is just cardboard and napkins. It's projects like this that fuel my creativity and make me want to see what else I can make. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the sustainable DIY, hit the like button and let me know in the comments what projects you're working on this snowy winter. And I'll see you soon with another project. Bye! Transfer, and I feel like I'm blabbing. Let's do this again. Okay. Technique where I use a little bit of clear, okay. This year, you'll know that I've been focusing on two things, which I don't seem to remember, even though I'm focusing on them.